All right, so welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 8744. So today, guys, we discuss about the international break, guys. Oh man, what an international break this is. We're gonna discuss about the October international breaks. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe. And yeah, so we're gonna have a special guest gonna be coming to the channel. He should be here very soon. I'm not sure why he's here yet. And hopefully he joins very soon. So today, um, today we're gonna go ahead and get started. So hopefully you guys are here. So Sebastian says, "Vamos Chile." Yeah, we'll discuss about CONMEBOL, and Samy Kiani is here. Hello, Samy Kiani.
Hello,
Um,
8744.
hello, hello.
Hello.
I remember last time you joined, we had Wi-Fi issues. So hopefully today we don't have any issues like that, right?
Yes, I remember it's a couple of months ago, but lately I haven't had much internet issues, so
That's
everything
good.
should be fine.
That's good. Yeah, it's good to have you on. Remember, guys, Samy Kiani is a huge international expert. I mean, he probably is more knowledgeable than I am when it comes to international football. So, he's a great friend of mine, and I think he really likes international football. And of course, he got the Germany national team jersey, and of course, Germany didn't play any competitive games this window. So, I mean, I guess we could discuss some of the friendly stuff. I mean, are you happy as a German fan? I mean, we could discuss this real quickly, I guess.
Yes, as I was paying much more attention to the competitive games, actually, I haven't watched any of the Germany games the full 90 minutes. Just watched short clips, so I can't really, as of now, comment much. But I would say, yeah, I'm happy. One win and one draw against USA and Mexico is good, given where we come from. We had very rough last couple of months under Hansi Flick, and then against France with Rudi Völler as an interim manager for one game, we made a turnaround. We won against France, and now we are back. And there's still a lot of work to do. Germany aren't by any means as of now ready for the Euros, but I think with as the time passes by, more preparation games and more time for Nagelsmann to figure out his best 11. I think Germany will be up there among the contenders for Euro 2024 because it's on home soil. Yeah, I know Germany had a very bad last couple of tournaments, but at least the semi-final should be the expectation or the goal for Germany.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So where do you want to start, Semi Kiani? Which confederation? We have AFC, we have CONMEBOL, CONCACAF, then we also have what other confederation? I'm forgetting. AFC.
AFC, AFC.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's start with AFC. Let's quickly go through there. Because I know many people probably don't really care or not as interested, but it's still very important because, like I said, it's still is for the World Cup qualifiers, and it's also for Asian Cup qualifiers, which is interesting because I think most confederations have separate qualifiers. I think Asia might be the only one that does both together at the same time.
Yes.
So I think that's very interesting. So let's go look at the first round. So quickly go through the games. Obviously, we're not going to spend too much time here because we have a lot to go through. So uh, give me your quick thoughts, man. The AFC. Let me make this a little bigger for you guys to make it zoom in.
We had 10 matchups for the first round. We see now on the screen all the results. Most of these ties were, decided already after the first leg. A couple ones were still open going into the return leg. And, as you see from the results, I think 8 seeded teams advanced, and we had two unseeded teams who advanced, and these were Bangladesh and Pakistan. Bangladesh, I predicted they would advance. Pakistan, I didn't predict, but I submitted my predictions back in August, and they hired Stephen Constantine, that's the former India manager. Under him, India defied the odds and qualified for the Asian Cup and did very well last time. And with him in charge, Pakistan, they were very solid defensively, and they just edged it out in the return leg. They won 1-0. I personally watched bits of the first game, the 0-0 draw at Cambodia, and I thought Cambodia, they looked uninspiring to me, and I had already a feeling after the first leg that Pakistan could get this. And it's a big success for them because it's their first win in a World Cup qualifier
Wow.
ever.
That's amazing. And by the way, I put that Pakistan on the thumbnail, so it's a very incredible achievement. You know what's really interesting, Samy Kiani? Both Bangladesh and Pakistan are neighbors, and both of them unseeded qualify.
Yeah, it's good for Asian football to have more diversity, and not always, let's say, the same teams or the seeded teams going through. And yeah, it's good news. Elsewhere, I watched also bits of Afghanistan, Mongolia. Actually, I watched the first leg in its entirety, the full 90 minutes. Afghanistan, I thought, were the much superior side. I mean, they had a much better technique on the ball. You could see there's actually a night and day difference between these two teams, but because of the fact that Afghanistan, we don't get their legionnaires together very often, they have chemistry issues, and because of that, it was still a close tie. But in the end, the quality shined through. They won both games 1-0. And for the second game, they were even without a manager because they decided to basically, sack their Kuwaiti manager. There were some issues going on. The players were not happy with him. And but they had too much quality for Mongolia. Mongolia were dangerous on the break sometimes or after set pieces. But in the end, they just bunkered down, and it was not enough. That's my thoughts on that game.
Yeah. As Sammy pretty much said, most of the ties were already decided after the first leg. Most of the ties are pretty much one-sided. And obviously the two unseeded countries like Bangladesh, Pakistan made it through. So let's quickly read some of the comments, and then we'll quickly look at the second round groups. Obviously, we're not gonna preview. We're gonna look at the groups real quickly because I think the games are next month. So we're not gonna really. We'll do that, and we'll discuss more about that stuff next month. So, but yeah, let's go read some comments here. Master Channel says hi, AD. Sebastian said internet is fine for Sammy, and also we did our stream. It was perfect. All right, that's good to know. Albuquerque said big up, man. Bangladesh is cooking. Yeah, Sebastian says, yeah, we're cooking. I agree with Sammy's prediction. Pakistan beating Cambodia was a big shock, even with Honda leaving. I think it's the biggest upset in the qualifiers. First round, I would say. It's amazing. Yes. And I think wasn't Pakistan suspended for a few years because they had some issues that way, I think, or I don't exactly remember.
Yeah, they were suspended for some time. I'm not sure when exactly it was, but yeah, they had their FA is also terrible, but at least now they hired obviously the right manager, and with him they wrote history because it's already a big success for them getting to the second round.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible, man. It's incredible. Bangladesh. Albuquerque says Honda no longer manages Cambodia. Yeah, he doesn't manage them anymore. 80, can you show the groups? Yeah, we'll show the groups after we go through the comments. Varchek says Pakistan, Bangladesh don't border. Huh? I'm pretty sure they're. Wait, hold on. Let me check the. Hold on. Let me check the map real quick. Hold up. Let me see this real quickly. That's a small map. Oh, yeah, we don't border. But okay, yeah, actually, Mads is right. We don't border. So, yes, it's actually correct. Well, I mean, it's close. It's close. But, yeah, we don't exactly border. So, Matt's is actually correct. So, there you go. I said something wrong. So, that's the point. That's what I love about the comments. Sometimes we as people make mistakes, and people in the comments can always fact check me. So, yeah. But you get the point. They were obviously very, as we get into history, Pakistan obviously and Bangladesh have a rich history together. They were obviously together. It says, do you see Bangladesh getting past round 2, 80? Unfortunately, no. I don't think so. Let's go look at the second round groups real quick. So Qatar, India, Kuwait, Afghanistan. Yeah, I mean, this is a difficult group for Afghanistan.
Yes, I would say on paper, Qatar would be favorites here, but I don't expect them to actually dominate this group. I think it's a group where they will drop games in, let's say, 2 games or so. I think because under Kirosh, we're a team who plays down to the level of opposition. At
Mhm.
times, they can also play up to the level of opposition. We saw it against Mexico at the Gold Cup.
Yeah,
But yeah, they should go through, but they will have to work for it. India,
yeah,
Kuwait, Afghanistan, they will make them work for it. I favor as of now Kuwait to get second place. India, they are also up there, but I favor Kuwait at the moment. And Afghanistan, they won't be cannon fodder at all. They will be also competitive and pick up points here and there.
yeah. I think it's difficult for Afghanistan. I don't think they'll be able to qualify in the top two, unfortunately. Group B, we have Japan, Syria, North Korea, Myanmar. I feel like this group is. I feel like I don't really think Myanmar can do it. I feel like this group is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it is straightforward in the sense that Japan are expected to pick up all 6 wins.
Yeah,
Then for second place, it's a fight between Syria and North Korea. I personally favor slightly Syria because of the fact that usually in World Cup qualifiers they get to the latter stages, and North Korea have been inactive for almost 4 years. We
yeah,
don't know their current level. Nobody knows it actually, and because of that, it's tough to predict. But historically, North Korea are also a very tricky team to play against, and I wouldn't be entirely shocked if they would scrape through ahead of Syria, but I favor Syria.
yeah. I would also agree. I mean, Syria should be qualifying. So okay, let's move to Group C. We have South Korea, China. I mean, actually, to be fair, I mean, South Korea should obviously top. I'm not really convinced with China. Not
Yes,
really.
I have the same issues. As China, I see them as a declining nation, and also especially after COVID, I think they have dropped. Their level is even worse now. And Thailand, it remains to be seen. They had an awful because they lost 8-0 to Georgia, but
Oh,
that was
jeez.
with a B team from Thailand. But still, it is a bad look for Thailand and also for Asian football. I personally would say China Thailand is almost a 50-50 story. I
Yeah,
personally have Thailand going through because I like them here for an upset. um, but there are also many people who still back China. So Singapore should come in last, South Korea should come in first. That's basically what I expect.
yeah. I mean, I feel like Singapore won't be as bad as people think they would be. I just don't think they have enough attacking quality because they struggled against Guam, which is kind of like considering how I think aren't they like one of the highest like Part One ranked nations coming into the draw for like the first round?
Yes, yes, they
So
will.
like,
They were. Yes,
yeah, that kind they were disappointed. I feel like they could have done better,
yeah.
but obviously they got the job done. But they have to raise their level if they want to qualify. Group D, um, yeah, I mean Oman's probably the heavy favorites. I don't think Chinese Taipei can do it.
Yes, I think Oman favorites, and then the fight is between Kyrgyzstan and Malaysia. I personally see Malaysia as of now as slight favorites,
Ooh,
despite them being the pot three team here, because I think Kyrgyzstan they are not the same team anymore as in the 2019 Asian Cup. Back then they were pretty decent, made it out of a group, gave the UAE a fight in the round of 16. But as you know, I think they're not the same team anymore. And Malaysia have improved, and it remains to be seen. Maybe I'm wrong, but I see Malaysia here for second place.
yeah. Don't worry, guys. We'll read your comments. I just want to go through the groups and then we'll read your comments if you guys are wondering. Group E. I mean, this should be straightforward. I would imagine.
It is straightforward. I think there's no possibility for an upset here. I think the gap between the first two teams, Iran and Uzbekistan, to the bottom two teams is big. I think Iran and Uzbekistan will dominate this group and will be a big point gap also to Turkmenistan and Hong Kong. I actually favor kind of Hong Kong to get in third, but it won't matter much, but just as a prediction.
Yeah. All right. Group F. This one also feels straightforward. I would say. I think maybe Indonesia can do something, but I think it should be straightforward. The top two.
I personally think it is not straightforward because Vietnam have been uh, far from convincing lately. In
That's
fact,
true.
they had already in September they looked iffy to me. Under the new manager Philippe Troussier, they are in a transition period where they want to transfer now to a possession-based style team because under the previous Korean manager were like sitting back, hitting teams on the break, and this is not run. The transition is not smoothly. They have a lot of issues. In this window, they lost also to China and Uzbekistan, both 2-0, and they lost to South Korea 6-0.
Dang.
Indo- Indonesia, I see them as a nation on the rise, and they have also some dual nationals, some interesting players, and a very talented crop of players. I think the fight for second place is on. It's
Yeah.
basically 50-50, I would say, between Vietnam and Indonesia. Philippines were in with an outside shot as well because they have also many legionnaires, foreign based players. But they haven't done much the last couple of years. So Iraq should be topping this group.
Yeah, Iraq. I think Iraq's straightforward. The rest,
I-
I could like. That's what I say. Indonesia can maybe do something.
yes, Indonesia can do something. Iraq should be
Yeah,
advancing.
I think of all the first round nations, I think Indonesia might have the best chance of all the first
Yes,
round nations.
yes, I see them also with the best, with a team with the best upset potential. For if you're looking for an upset also.
Yeah, Group G. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't think this is gonna be too difficult for Pakistan.
Yeah, Pakistan. I think they're outmatched in this group. They will. I think they should lose all games here in this group, and then we will see Saudi Arabia. They haven't been in great form lately, but their quality should still see them through. I think Jordan Tajikistan is a relatively close battle. I see kind of like Jordan 60-40 favorites. 2 or 3 months ago, I was more assured that Jordan would finish second. Now I see this is a genuine possibility also for Tajikistan. It's a fight between these two nations.
Yeah, I wonder if Kai White is here.
I don't know whether he's here, but he's obviously the biggest Tajikistan fanboy ever. Fanboy.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. All right, Group H. Yeah, I don't think Nepal can do it. I'm sorry. I think
I,
it's
th-
too difficult.
yeah, I think this group is kind of like the Group E group. The top two teams are much better than the bottom two teams. I think UAE, Bahrain, without a doubt, will dominate this group.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I think it's too lopsided. And then unfortunately for Bangladesh, this is too difficult. I don't. We're finishing last. Sorry to say.
But people expect you still to pick up points, and maybe some wins even because the Bangladesh have been showing promise lately. They had the good results, and they will be at least competitive. But
Yeah,
my personal expectation is Australia and first, obviously, at least with 5 wins and a draw, and then it's a fight between Lebanon, Palestine. Lebanon, I'm not high on them whatsoever, but I watched also Palestine, and I don't see much quality in their team either. So I'm actually favoring Lebanon here for second place.
yeah, yeah. I think I don't. Yeah, and then maybe Bangladesh can get some points at home, but the away games we're gonna get destroyed. I think so. That's gonna be the problem. I don't. I think.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, let's go read some of your guys' comments, and then we're gonna go ahead and move to the next confederation. Uh, all right. Probably Qatar first, Kuwait second, Afghanistan third, Kuwait, Afghanistan two, third India, fourth Afghanistan. Oh, he means third India, fourth Afghanistan. Also, North Koreans have a limit diet a lot of times. Yeah, South Korea have been stepping up in this window. Oman and Malaysia. Group F is a group of life. Yeah, I think Group F is the most interesting group, honestly, of all the
Yes.
groups.
Yes.
I reckon in Indonesia could possibly get second. They have been good. Indonesia have Jordi Amrit. Ahmed, the center back, who used to be Spanish and played for Swansea. Albert's comment about Bangladesh sounds wrong. A certain Welsh teenager will be counting on Tajikistan. Yeah. Saudi Arabia needs to fix up big time. Would still say Saudi and Jordan. Group H is easy. The Arab Gulf nations. Venturer says Pakistan were suspended for third-party interference. We got Constantine as a manager. If we can get all foreign players in, it'll be pretty decent. I don't trust Lebanon, Sebastian says. And name one Bangladesh player. Well, there is one Rayo Vallecano player. I guess I can mention him. I think his name is what's his name again? Zidane, I think, something like that. So yeah, I don't really remember the Bangladesh players off the top of my head. I don't really watch them too much. Because a lot of times Bangladesh play so early in the morning. Like they play so early in the morning that I'm usually asleep by that time. So but I do see the results and occasionally watch the highlights. Easy group for Australia. Easy group indeed. All right, let's move on. So Samy Kiani, man, what's the next confederation we should go to?
Let's do UEFA.
All right, UEFA it is. UEFA it is. And let's do the Wikipedia page. I think the UEFA, the Wikipedia is good. So let me go ahead and pull up the Euro qualifiers. Like I said, guys, there will be time description below, and we're gonna try to keep this around an hour long, maybe a little bit more than an hour. We'll see. But yeah, ideally we're gonna try to keep this to an hour. All right, so let me change the banner here to UEFA. All right, UEFA. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through the match day groups. Okay, so let's start with Group A, man. I mean, this group is. I feel like this group is over after Scotland beat Norway away.
Yes, that was the decisive game. It was because it was a 6-pointer. It was a 6 points game. Norway lost 3 points. Scotland earned 3 points.
Yeah,
and especially the manner, the fashion in which it happened, because 2 very late goals, and it destroyed Norway's momentum, Norway's hopes, and Scotland just they are on a roll. They have the momentum at the moment, and yeah, it's the group is already decided. You see the queue behind Spain and Scotland. Norway, they at best they can make the playoffs.
yeah.
I think this group was a monstrous group. I think this group is maybe, if not, I think it's one of the 2 toughest groups in all of Euro qualifiers. I think only England, Italy, Ukraine, North Macedonia group is better than this. So
Yeah.
I don't hold it that much against Norway that they failed here, but it's still a failure, and it's bad for us fans because we all want to see Haaland at a major tournament finally.
Yeah.
But if they are lucky, they get a lifeline via the playoffs. If they are lucky.
Yeah, I just think it was a disappointment, man, because you look at the Norway team and Scotland team. Like Norway team has so much better players on paper. It's just that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about your better players. It's about playing as a team, and you can see Scotland have the unity. And Scotland have been amazing in this group. They have surprised many people. I think many people didn't. I think I personally predicted Scotland to qualify, but I didn't think they would be this dominant. Like, because remember, guys, they were top of this group for most of this group phase. It's just that Spain defeated them a few days ago, so that's why Spain actually managed to do this. And Spain have a superior goal difference. So, yeah. As for Georgia and Cyprus, I don't think any of us really had expectations for them. And Georgia, I don't think they've been that bad. It's just that I think that loss to Spain was really bad. That 7-0 loss. So
yes, other than that, they were competitive. It's just that one game where they just crumbled totally. I think in most other groups they would have done much better. They maybe would have qualified. They are they got screwed by the draw, but they will have still the playoffs to rely on, and maybe they can make it via the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. All right, so let's move on to Group B. This group also, I know it feels almost decided.
Yeah, it is basically decided because Greece will have to play in the last game France at home. Netherlands, one of the two remaining games is against Gibraltar away. So
And
it's
Gibraltar already eliminated.
it's done. It's done. The standings look still close, kind of, but actually, it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's interesting. And then obviously, for me, Netherlands obviously they won at the very late against Greece. Some would say controversially when they had a late penalty, which I didn't get to see at the time. But I heard it was controversial. What do you think of that decision? Do you think it was the right decision, Samy Kiani?
Uh, I didn't see the incident as of now.
Okay.
I didn't check out the highlights yet. So that's why I can't comment as of now.
Yeah. So, like I said, though, it was always going to be an uphill task because Greece needed to defeat them, I think, 4-0. I'm sorry. Yeah, 4-0 because to have a better head to head. Because, like I said, guys, head to head is a tiebreaker, not goal difference. So, it was always going to be difficult for Greece to, go above Netherlands. And, yeah, Netherlands scoring that late winner really pretty much puts everything in the coffin for Greece. Like, it's pretty much over for Greece. Let's see what they can do in the playoffs. And obviously, France, imperious. Like, what is there to say? France have been so good in this group.
Yes.
So, moving on to Group C, we have this group. Now, this is interesting because we actually have a genuine battle for second place.
Yes, England are dominating the group. They won all the games, bar the away game against Ukraine. They defeated now Italy 3-1. They won home and away against Italy. That's a statement. I see also England at least as a top 3 contender or favorites for the Euros. And yeah, they've been very consistent the last couple of years. We saw it in the major tournaments. They always made deep runs. Yeah, they had a bad Nations League, but I don't take that that seriously anymore. Because after that they had a good World Cup. And yeah, the battle for second place, Ukraine, Italy. I think it's basically Italy. They have still 2 games. They have North Macedonia at home, and they have Ukraine on the road. If Italy pick up 4 points, they are through, because they would have won the head-to-head over Ukraine, because they defeated Ukraine at home 2-1. And if
Yes.
if they would, let's say, beat North Macedonia and draw Ukraine on the road, they would go through. So Ukraine will have to beat probably Italy in the last game at home. It's very close. I still slightly favor Italy to get it done, because by my calculations, a draw would probably be enough for them, but it won't
Yeah.
be easy whatsoever. It's a very close matchup.
Yeah. And even if Italy somehow screw this up, which we know Italy have a habit of doing recently, they also have the playoffs guaranteed. So, because they top their Nations League group. So, I mean, I think it would be a massive failure if Italy don't make the Euros. I would be very surprised they don't make it.
Yeah, it would be massive failure. I think they will make it either via the normal path, the qualifiers, or the at worst via the playoffs. They should make it.
Yeah, and for Ukraine, man, they've been good in this group. Like they've actually been a lot better than people expect because I think a lot of people were kind of riding high with the North Macedonia, especially what they did to Italy in the qualifiers. And you know, I think Ukraine have put everyone back to reality, and they have shown what good. I remember, guys, they were very close to making the World Cup. Wales defeated them in a very. They were. I think they were unlucky against Wales.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely, man. England, man, they're looking amazing, unbeaten in the group, man. Absolutely imperious form, and yeah, Bellingham and Kane's been amazing. So what is there to say? And England finally gets revenge against Italy. I also forgot to mention against after what happened in the Euros, after what happened in the Nations League, they finally beat Italy twice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then obviously Malta, not really much to be said there.
They are outmatched in this group. It's just yeah.
Now this group, oh man, Group D is crazy. Oh, wow. This is insane. I did not think this group would come down to this. Like,
No. Yes.
oh, sorry, I'll go finish.
Yeah. You go ahead.
Yeah, we all knew Latvia weren't going to do anything. I thought Croatia would seal qualification this month. They lost at home to Turkey. They lost away to Wales. And now Croatia is in a position where they may not make the Euros. And Turkey qualified this window by beating Croatia away, which was incredible achievement. And for Wales, I thought it was over for them. But I think that win they got against Croatia at home could be massive. In Armenia, they blew it, man, when they lost to Latvia away. So
Yes, I think Turkey were surprised this month with beating Croatia on the road. They have maybe that's the new manager bounce because they sacked Stefan Kunz and they brought in Vincenzo Montella, an Italian coach who used to coach also the last 1.5 years or so in Turkey, Adana Demirspor, Turkish club in the first division. And with him, they are off to a very good start. They won the first two games and upset Croatia on the road. Croatia this month, they struggled a lot offensively because they had some of their best players, attacking players, out, injured, or ruled out. Like Perisic was not playing, Bruno Petkovic was not available. Marco Livaja, we know him from the World Cup where he scored against Canada. He retired from the national team because there's some dispute going on with the fans. In Croatia, there are big two clubs, Hajduk Split and Dinamo Zagreb, and the fans of these clubs they don't like each other. And Livaja is a Hajduk Split player, and some crazy shit is going on there. I don't know because he's only like 28 or 29 years old, so it's not the age to retire from the national team. I don't know. Yeah, Croatia. Um, yeah, they have to get their act together now because they need to win now the last two games and hope that Wales will drop points somewhere. Wales basically they control their own fate. If they win against Armenia on the road and against Turkey at home, they have now two tough games. They would be guaranteed to qualify. So it's up to them. I still favor Croatia slightly because I think else Wales should I think drop points somewhere. It's tough to win Armenia on the road and Turkey at home, but
yeah,
we'll see. Armenia they had a huge opportunity if they had won against Latvia on the road. It's very disappointing because I was also starting to believe in them after they beat Wales on the road
yeah.
4-2. It was a great performance, but they're still they lack consistency. They need more time.
Yeah. Oh man, this would if Armenia had won, this group would have been. I mean, it's already crazy, but it would have been even crazier because now it would have been a really interesting battle. But yeah, I think for Armenia, it's pretty much effectively like what are the remaining games they have for Armenia? So they have to play Wales on the
Wales,
or no
Wales
Wales at home.
at home, and Croatia away.
Ooh, yeah, I think it's gonna be difficult. I don't because
Yes.
the thing is like Croatia is generally pretty good at home. For me, what's Croatia's been big issue is that they've always been bad on the road, and I think that's been a huge issue. And remember, guys, Wales have a better head-to-head than Croatia, even though Wales are in a 0 goal difference and Croatia's on sixth. So because remember, Croatia, Wales got secured a late draw in the first match day, I think. So it makes things interesting. So yeah,
I obviously root for Croatia because they are one of the national teams I support, and
yeah,
it would be, of course, I wish to see Modric having a last major tournament, so he gets a nice send off. I think the Euros would be probably his last major tournament.
yeah,
As of now, yeah, they have still to qualify first, and but I don't think there's as of now any chance they would win the Euros. I think they are slightly on a decline now, Croatia, but it's too early to tell because often they tend to show up in tournaments. So we'll see.
yeah. Remember, Croatia is a team that I always like to do the hard way. They always like to go through the playoffs. They're a team that just grinds it out. And yeah, definitely. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens. And remember, guys, if Croatia failed directly, they have the Nations League guaranteed because remember they topped their Nations League group. So yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how this group pans out. I think it's one of the most interesting groups heading into the final match days.
Yes,
So yeah.
agreed.
And then Group E, this is another group that I thought would be such a boring group. I'll be honest with you. When I first saw this group, I was like, "Yeah, Czech Republic, Poland should be doing this." I didn't really give much credit to Albania and Moldova. They've surprised me, man. They have surprised me big time. Like this is a group that have surprised a lot of people. Are you surprised, Samy Kiani?
With Moldova, with Albania, not so much actually, because yeah, before the start of the qualifiers, I also thought Czechia and Poland should do this, but after the first like 2 3 match days, I noticed that Poland they don't look right, and
Yeah,
Albania I sensed Albania under the new manager Silvino they were on a rise, so I quickly adjusted my odds for who would qualify. So yeah, Albania, it's a great story. They are now top of the table, and it's also very likely that they will top the group because they have already played all the games against Czechia and Poland, so they should stop it. And then it's a three-way battle for second place. Poland, they have also changed the manager recently. They sacked Santos, and they have now a domestic manager coaching them. Czechia, yeah, there's not much, They had a great start when they beat Poland 3-1 on the first match day, but since then, I don't know what's happened to them. They don't look as good anymore, and it will be very interesting. I think Poland they dropped points to Moldova a couple
yeah,
days ago. If they had won, maybe they would have been in a better position. Now, I think Czechia they are favorites to finish second, but you can't write off Moldova either. So it will be interesting to see.
yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this pans out because Moldova, for me, they even have a chance as well. Obviously, Faroe Islands is pretty much over for them in terms of directly. Now they may still have the playoffs, so it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out because yeah, Albania they're pretty much the only team that's like pretty much guaranteed to qualify at this rate. You would imagine.
Faroe Islands they don't have any chance for playoffs. They're out. I
Oh
mean, there's no chance they get to the playoffs.
yeah, I don't know why it says why there then. I guess
Yeah,
like a very slim chance, right?
yeah, something like this, but no realistic chance.
Yeah. How about Poland, man? Do they have a chance of the playoffs?
Yes, because they are a League A team. All League
Yeah.
A teams are guaranteed to get not guaranteed, but basically guaranteed to get a playoff spot if they fail in the
Yeah.
normal regular qualifiers.
Yeah, I think Poland have one game to go, and they have to play against Czech Republic, and they have to beat Czech Republic by a big score because Czech Republic won 3-1 at their stadium. So I think Poland needs to basically win 3-0, which I don't know. Poland can score 3 goals and keep a clean sheet against Czech Republic. That's gonna be a
Yes.
tall task.
In
So
Poland, they will probably have to rely on the playoffs now.
yeah, I think I don't know if they can win. I mean, I think they can win, but I don't know if they can win by 3-0. I think feel that's really unrealistic. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Or actually, oh yeah, Czech Republic have 2 games in hand. That's right. Forgot about that. That's right, 1 game in hand. 1 game in hand. All right. Yeah, I think Moldova for me, it's gonna be difficult because they still have to play. Who do Moldova still have to play?
They will have to play Czechia on the road
Oh,
and also Albania at home. The next game is Albania at home.
yeah. I think it's gonna be difficult for them. I
It's
hope they can do
difficult.
it, but I don't. I think it's really unrealistic. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see, man. Because this group is, I mean, this group is defy the odds. Like a lot of crazy stuff happened in this group. A lot of things, unexpected things
Mhm.
happened. So
Yes.
yeah. Group F. This group is decided already. This group is done. Like, I don't even know what to say with this group. Like Sweden have been so awful. We're not really surprised. And Belgium, Belgium's been looking really good. I think Belgium might like I've been surprised how dominant they have been because I knew they would qualify, but I didn't think they would be this dominant. Like I didn't think they would be unbeaten. I thought they would have lost like maybe 1 or 2 games. And Austria, man, shout out to them. Ragnick's doing a good job. So yeah, Sammy, is there really much to say on this group? This group feels like it's a pretty boring.
Yeah, this group is wrapped up. I also predicted Belgium and Austria would qualify, but I'm also surprised that it's this easy. It was this easy for them. Expected Sweden to put up a better fight. Yeah, Sweden may have to figure out the shit. Maybe, yeah, I heard already that Janne Anderson won't continue, so maybe there's some hope at the end of the tunnel. Maybe some hope for them for the future. Yeah, Belgium, they look good. They had also one iffy game when they played against Azerbaijan on the road. They won only 1-0 in the first half or so. They allowed also a couple big chances to Azerbaijan. But lately this month they beat Austria on the road and looked
Yeah,
convincing. So I think, yeah, maybe that was a one-off, that game against Azerbaijan. So yeah, they've been looking good under Tedesco.
yeah, yeah.
And
They've
Austria, they are one of my favorite teams at the moment in European football because they play such a also high press style, energetic team under Ralf Rangnick, and they play with a lot of confidence. They have also quality players, and yeah, they are also a team on the rise and could be a dark horse for the Euros. Belgium, anyway, they will be uh, at least seeking for a quarterfinal, I would say, at the Euros, and yeah, that's what I see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys probably wonder when I'm going to read the comments. We'll read the comment after we get through the groups. And yeah, rest in peace to all the Swedish people that passed away before the game. It's really tragic to see what happened. And obviously, the game got abandoned, and we'll see what the UEFA does. I mean, I think they'll just. I think Belgium said they're not gonna. What is the World Cup again? Like, um, they're gonna just keep it as a draw. I think the game should just end in a draw.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah, Belgium, they have also some leeway, I would say. They could afford a draw because they've been dominant. Because we have to think also for the pots.
Yeah.
They want to get into pot one. And they are as of now in a good position to do so.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see what UEFA does. And yeah, we'll see, man. And like I said, man, Sweden, man, it's been really bad for them, man. Jan Anderson needs to go. And I think he's gonna leave. I think he's gonna leave after the qualifiers. And Sweden needs to rebuild. There's got to be a lot of structural managerial. There's got to be a lot of changes with the Sweden national team because they've been going downhill for a long time now. So
Yes, yes.
yeah, and yeah, Azerbaijan decent, and Estonia decent as well. All right, moving on to Group G, another group that's I kind of feel like it's almost decided. Like it doesn't. There's not really much to discuss here in terms of this month. Like I feel like Hungary for me, they almost they blew it, man. They had a great opportunity to seal qualification this month, and they slipped they lost 2-0 to Lithuania, but they did. I mean, they were losing 2-0 to Lithuania, but they did manage to get a comeback and get a point. But that's still, man, that could really hurt their chance of being pot one for the draw.
Yes, I think that draw was, that draw has destroyed basically their chances to get into pot one. I think now they will be in pot two. But still, they've been playing. They have a good campaign, but it's just sometimes against lesser sides they struggle. And yeah, Serbia, they are kind of the opposite in the games against hard or tough opposition. They struggle, but when they play against the smaller or lesser sides, they beat up on them. It was a competitive game against Montenegro, but in the end, their quality shined through. They won 3-1. I think Montenegro, uh, sh- if they would have want to make a strong case for qualification, they should have won in Belgrade, but they couldn't do so. So now I think this group is basically wrapped up.
Yeah. So, and like I said, Bulgaria, man, very disappointing for them. Uh, I was
Yeah.
really disappointed what they did this window. And yeah, I just think that for me, there's not really much to say. This group already feels pretty much decided in that
Yes.
sense. So yeah. Uh, yeah. And moving on to Group H, we have three more groups to go through, guys. Group H, this group, Finland, man, they blew it, man. They blew it. I was hoping they would do something, and they had a really bad window. They lost to Slovenia 3-0, and then they lost at home to Kazakhstan, a nation that they beat on the road. And then Denmark, yeah, I feel like this group, yeah, Denmark should be qualifying. And yeah, I feel like this group is almost decided. Like, I know Kazakhstan, there's a little hope for them, but I think it's really difficult for Kazakhstan. Well, actually, which game do Kazakhstan have, actually?
They have they have San Marino at home and Slovenia on the road.
Okay, they'll beat San Marino. Um,
Yes.
by the way, San Marino have actually scored a goal, guys. San Marino finally scored a goal.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. And yeah, I think Slovenia on the road is gonna be difficult. So 18, yeah, I think, and yeah, I think I mean, what do you think, Samy Kiani? I think this
Uh,
group is.
this group will, yeah, this group will finish basically. Yeah, it's. I'm not sure who will finish first between Denmark and Slovenia, but I'm confident these two will qualify top two position.
Yeah,
Slovenia, after the June window, started to realize that this is a team on the rise. And they have been on the rise actually since the last Nations League season, where they played in a group with Serbia, Norway, and Sweden, and they avoided relegation, sent Sweden to League C of the Nations League. And that was kind of, would say, kick-started their rise. And now in these qualifiers, they've been doing pretty well. With Benjamin Šeško also up front, they have a star, or a rising star. Yeah, and I like them as a team. They have great team ethics and just a good unity in the team. And Denmark, yeah, they've been not looking stellar, let's say, since the World Cup, but they've been getting the results. But it will be very interesting to see how they will do at the Euros, at the Euros proper. Yeah, in Kazakhstan, they've been putting up a very good fight. Actually, I before the qualifiers started, I already, I said they would finish around 15, 16 points. I think because they had also a very good Nations League season, and I sensed they are also a nation on the rise. Finland this month, very disappointing with two losses. I think also the injury to one of the rising players, Oliver Antman, was also maybe a reason why
yeah,
because he scored against Kazakhstan in the September window, I believe, when they won 1-0 away.
yeah,
And they will have now to hope basically for a lifeline in the playoffs. I think it's very likely that they would get to the playoffs, so they will probably get another chance in League B, Path B.
yeah. It's interesting because, like I says, Kazakhstan have been on the rise. This is a nation that's also been amazing, and they have a genuine. They might actually be able to qualify. Um,
Yes,
Not
they will.
directly, of course.
Yes,
Uh,
they will have also the League C playoffs. Okay, so on paper, technically or theoretically, we could see four teams out of this group at the Euros if Kazakhstan and Finland would win their playoff paths.
yeah. Then Northern Ireland obviously eliminated, and yeah. I think I underestimated Slovenia a lot in my predictions. I think I said they would finish fourth, and oh man, they have been proving me wrong
I
massively.
Yeah, I wasn't that high on them before the qualifiers either, but when I saw them play, I sensed they are looking good, and then I adjusted my opinion on them, and then I backed them lately to qualify directly.
Yeah, and I think Sesko is an amazing player, and obviously Slovenia also have the better head-to-head against Finland. So, and yeah, like I said, for Finland, man, disappointed, man. I thought they would, I thought they would be able to take this to the final match day, and now it feels like it's pretty much doom and gloom for them. So, yeah. All right, moving on to Group I. This is a very difficult group to discuss since we know what's going on politically, so we're not going to discuss about that political aspect here on the stream. Because Belarus, Andorra, of course, eliminated. Belarus have actually done some. They haven't done as bad as I thought they would, surprisingly.
Yeah, and they don't play either games at home either. They play mostly in some random Eastern European countries. They don't have home advantage, so
Yeah,
they've done all right, I would say.
yeah. So this group is very interesting because Andorra also I didn't really expect much of them, and yeah, Switzerland, man. Oh man, they nearly blew it, man. They nearly blew it against was I think against Belarus. They were 3-1 down at home. Well, actually they scored first, and then Belarus scored 3 goals, and then Switzerland scored 2 late goals to make it 3-all. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Switzerland. Like, what's going on? Because this is a group they should be like. With all due respect, Switzerland should be at top of this group right now, unbeaten, and probably shouldn't have any draws. To be honest, maybe a few draws here and there, but 3 draws is really bad. And considering how good dominant, and considering they were, I'm pretty sure those draws came from winning positions too.
Yes, they were always mostly they were leading and then they conceded late. It was the case against Romania at home and against Kosovo on the road, but against Belarus they came from behind. 3-1.
Yeah,
We discussed it. Yeah, I think they started off pretty well with 2 wins and uh, massive win on the road against Belarus 5-0, but then they kind of switched off a little bit. I think they take this group a little bit for granted. But I also feel that they are not as good anymore as they used to be. That's a feeling I have. They made the quarterfinals of the last Euros. As of now, I doubt they would get that far again. I think they would qualify and would be kind of like a round of 16 team. Yeah, we'll have to see how they will get on.
yeah. Switzerland have been really disappointing. As for Romania, they have been really good as well, unbeaten in this group, which is pretty interesting. And obviously, that they have that big game against Israel, which obviously we don't know when that game's going to be played. Because, like I said, there's a lot of political politics going on in that situation. And yeah, Kosovo decent as well. And yeah, I feel like this group is. So I mean, for me, who do you edge for that? I mean, Switzerland should be. Do you think Switzerland was still top of this group? I think they should still.
Yes, I think they will top it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Now
they
that.
have they have one game in hand because of it. I think they will top it.
Yeah, and then Romania Israel, like that's gonna be obviously the battle for second place. You would expect. And right now, I'd probably give Romania the edge. Although to be fair, Israel do have 2 games in hand, so that also should be worth noting.
But you have to look also at the remaining schedule. Is pretty tough for Israel. They have tough games coming up. I personally backed Romania to qualify now after they've been unbeaten this far. And yeah, Israel not a side I can trust. I think they have a little bit more quality than Romania, but they lack also like in how do you say they are not sometimes prolific or in front of a goal or mentality wise. I don't know what it is, but I cannot trust Israel, and they have tough games coming up. I think they will have to play Kosovo on the road, and
Yeah,
Kosovo is now more decent than at the start of the qualifiers when they were pretty poor, and they have to play Romania at home. That will be a decisive game, I think. If they can beat Romania, then they have a good case for qualification. But I think as long as Romania can avoid defeat at Israel, it's theirs to lose, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah, definitely, man, definitely. It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens in that group. And yeah, Switzerland for me. Oh yeah, I want to say something about Denmark. They've been disappointing. Like they barely won against San Marino on the road. 2-1 is kind of disappointing. And I feel like Denmark's also been they haven't really been that great recently. I don't know what's been going on.
Yeah, I don't know what it is because technically, on paper they should be still doing very well. They have the players. Yeah, maybe it's a coaching issue I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Moving on to the final group. We have Group J here. Portugal qualified in stunning style, and they finally conceded 2 goals this window against Slovakia. And Slovakia almost did the unthinkable and managed to get a point. Obviously, didn't happen. Ronaldo still scoring the goals. Actually, I want to ask you this question, Samy Kiani. This is a very interesting question. Do you still think Ronaldo should be a starter for Portugal? Because for me, I don't think he should be.
No, he shouldn't be because I don't consider him anymore world class. He was of course for very long time world class, arguably best or second best player in the world. But since like two, I don't know when exactly it happened. I would say in his Juventus days he was still world class, but you know, yeah, he has declined. Age has caught up with him, and I think he's not aging like fine wine, like it is the case with Messi. So I wouldn't start him anymore. But he's still getting all these starts usually, and because he's a big name and he has done also a lot for Portugal, won the Euros in 2016 with them,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think there's even an outside chance he wouldn't play at the 2026 World Cup. Yeah, he's so ambitious. He, I will say this: he won't retire by himself. I think he, I don't know, he's not that guy. He always pushes for the next major tournament. He wants to play. He wants to score as many goals as possible, and for against these type of nations, he's still good enough. But the question is, we get to quarterfinal or semi-final at the Euros, then I think he's not that guy anymore.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is that Ronaldo, like, this is great and all. Scoring against Liechtenstein, Bosnia, Iceland, it's amazing. And the Euros, you're going to play against like England, France. These are nations way better than these nations. Like, with all due respect, you know. And I just feel like for me, for Ronaldo, like, I think Portugal have to, like, they have to be sensible, right?
I have
I,
also
okay.
sensed. I have also noticed that Portugal actually they play better without Ronaldo. When a couple times when we played without him, they also fresh teams and they looked, for my money, more cohesive and they looked more like a proper team. So I actually think Ronaldo, other than he's not that prolific anymore in front of a goal because of age, but he also holds the team back just because of his presence, and
Yeah.
because when he plays, other players they don't feel the responsibility to step up. And I think Portugal they look better without Ronaldo. Yeah,
Yeah, I think when Ronaldo's on the pitch, you have to like serve to him, and that's why it kind of limits Portugal's creativity, and you have to give it to him, and essentially he has to be the guy that carries the team, and that kind of thing. And for me, as I said, for Portugal, I think Ronaldo could be a great super sub. I think Ronaldo could be an amazing super sub coming off the bench. I would still have him be part of the national team, but I don't think he should be starter. He can't be starter in those big, high pressured games because, like I said, like we said, those the Euros, it's gonna be a lot more competitive. And remember, guys, Ronaldo was really bad in the World Cup, man. You know, only scored one penalty goal. Like that's not good. And I'm in the Euros. I think he only scored one or two non-penalty goals in that
I
Euros.
remember. I remember he scored against Hungary like a brace or so. I'm not sure. Yeah, he wasn't that flashy in the Euros either, but he scored a couple goals there. Yeah,
Yeah, he scored the penalties, I remember, but he didn't score many non-penalty goals. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
So I just think for me, man, uh, yeah, I just think it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that regard for Roberto Martinez. As for second place, I think the Luxembourg thing is, I think the hype train is probably done.
Yeah, many people were on the Luxembourg bandwagon and hoped that they would pull it off. Unfortunately for them, they lost to Luxembourg. It was a very, very decisive game. Uh, Now it's basically wrapped up, I would say, because Slovakia, their remaining two games are against Iceland at home and against Bosnia on the road. And they need only a single point now to guarantee qualification. And before the qualifiers started, not many people actually backed Slovakia because they looked dismal in the Nations League, League C, where they struggled against the likes of Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, and Belarus. But they changed their manager like a couple months before the start of the qualifiers, and I sense that they have improved over the course of this qualifying campaign, and they have now reached a pretty decent status. And I predicted them to win on the road against Luxembourg, and yeah, I think they will be at the Euros and they will be also competitive. As for Luxembourg, I think their best hope is now the playoffs. They will be one of the teams in the PFC playoffs. Maybe
Yeah.
they have an outside chance to qualify via the playoffs. I don't favor them either. They're in the playoffs, but you don't know. One-off games where always anything can happen.
Yeah.
They are definitely a team who has made progress. They are, a competitive side, but when they play against powerhouses or so, they get blown out. Like they got blown out twice by Portugal, 6-0 and 9-0. That is also an aspect they have to improve to be more competitive against also the elite sides.
Yeah. And the Bosnia man really disappointing. I thought these guys could do something, and Yeah, they've been really underwhelming. I've been really disappointed
Yes.
in them.
It's
And
it's a like a circus with them. You know, they sacked and appointed like three managers already in this qualifying campaign, and it's so bizarre. It's so weird, and yeah, they don't have the quality anymore they used to have. Dzeko and Pjanic are aging. Dzeko is still kind of a good player, I would say, but
yeah,
Pjanic is not doing much anymore for the national team, and he plays in some of the Gulf countries, and yeah, I don't know. It's also always Bosnia. They have many different ethnics. They're a multi-ethnical state, and there's also always like, do the players get along well with each other? You know, is the chemistry good? Is the locker room good? There are always my doubts. Yeah, they've been very disappointing, but they have still the Nations League. They could technically still qualify because they will be probably in Path B or League B playoffs. So they have appointed also a new manager, Savo Milosevic. Maybe he can do something for them, but he's off to a bad start. 5-0 loss against Portugal was not a good start.
yeah, yeah, definitely, man, definitely. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and uh, let's go look at the playoffs real quickly. So yeah, as you guys remember, I actually predicted Slovakia to make it through in second place, I believe, and I think I predicted Israel in the previous group. So yeah, I need to react to those predictions because some of those predictions I made are really bad. So I need to see how that aged because a lot of those aged probably really badly. And Iceland, man, let's talk about them really briefly. They actually been a lot better than I thought they would be. I knew they want to be. I knew they aren't as good as they used to be, but they managed to pick up some wins against like some of the, that draw against Luxembourg at home. And Luxembourg, man, they missed the open net, man. Oh my jeez.
Yeah, it was in the stoppage time also. Yeah, it was pretty late in the game.
Yeah, it's just so
Yeah.
pathetic. And Iceland, I think, didn't they win against Bosnia? I think they won against Bosnia last.
Iceland, yes, they beat Bosnia 1-0 at home via a stoppage time goal. Yeah,
Yeah,
I watched that game.
yeah, Iceland, man. I still feel like Iceland's not as good as they used to be, obviously, but they have improved. Like they're not as bad as they were. I think they have improved.
Yes,
And obviously,
in the 2022 World Cup qualifiers, they were abysmal when they finished second to last in their group. Now
yeah,
they've been a little bit better. Yes.
yeah, and then Liechtenstein, obviously, we know it's we know how bad they are. And let's look at the playoffs real quickly. So as you guys can see, this is how the playoffs are. So green is like in the top two position, and if there's a Q, obviously it means qualified. And then blue is the ones that are in the playoffs right now. So Croatia is in the playoffs, Italy is in the playoffs, Poland, Israel, Finland, Iceland, and then Georgia, Kazakhstan, and Luxembourg and Estonia. So I believe the top four is top four each league, right? I don't really remember exactly. Am I right in saying that top four for each league, right? Gets the
Yes.
playoffs.
Yes.
Okay, so it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens. And yeah, as you can see, yeah,
Estonia, for example, Estonia would join Path A or League A because
yes,
at the moment you would have Croatia, Italy, and Poland, and then the fourth team would be to complete Path A would be Estonia. It's very weird, but it is like this,
yeah,
and yeah, you see it. Path B at the moment could be like Israel, Bosnia Herzegovina, Finland, and Iceland. Norway just missing out on a playoff spot. And League C, I don't think much that will change for League C or Path C.
yeah,
Georgia, Greece, Kazakhstan, and Luxembourg will be the nations to battle it out. Turkey will qualify directly. Yeah, that's how things are looking.
yeah. Imagine if Sony makes the Euros. That'll be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think didn't North Macedonia? I think wasn't it like North Macedonia League D, and they qualified to the Euros.
Yes, they won the League D playoffs, and then they beat Georgia 1-0 in the League D playoff final and qualified for the Euros.
Yeah, and I think I was on the road as well, so that's
On the
pretty
road,
impressive.
yes.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Let's go read some of the comments. I know I haven't really been up to date, so let's go read some of the comments right here. And Bangladesh makes the World Cup. Would we get it 24 hours straight? That's a good question. I would do something crazy. I would say this right now if that happens, but yeah, I mean, yeah, you know what else? Yeah, you know what else? Maybe we'll do a stream, but I don't know if it'll be 24 hours. But it'll be a long stream. Let's just put it this way. I'll go crazy. It'll be insane. Let's be real. That's not going to happen, though. Spain show that they're best team in the group. Lower way. Albuquerque says Norway needs one up Israel, Iceland to finish in the top 2. Yeah. Look at this right here. I think that's going to be. I mean, Israel is possible. Iceland is it's really difficult. I don't think Iceland's going to do it. So Israel, there's still a chance. My favorite Scottish player is Stevie Nicol. Maybe France will help Greece. Oh yeah, Greece played France on the final match day, and France already qualified. But I still think France will be professional, and I don't think they'll use their B team. I mean, they may use their B team, but I don't think France will be like completely like gonna throw the game.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very good right back, possibly best Liverpool right back. Netherlands have winnable fixtures. England have a good performance with clinical finishes, a great way to qualify. If Italy only gets 4 points, they'll be likely ranked as a pot 4 team.
Yeah,
wow.
that's true. Yeah.
Dang, that's going to be brutal.
I did a mock draw a couple of days ago, and Italy was in pot 4 because I predicted they would get only 4 points out of their last 3 games.
Wow.
So that's possible.
Dang, that is going to be that would be really bad for Italy. Yeah, Turkey has qualified already. We know. Maybe Güler will be fit for the Euros. He better be fit for the Euros. The best part is that the teams in contention will have to play 2 games. Kai started Armenia hype. Oh man, yeah. Turkey have surprised me too. I didn't predict them to qualify directly. I think I said Wales would finish second, and oh man, that age. I mean, actually, to be fair, that could still happen. But
yeah,
I completely underestimated Turkey, so I have to apologize for that. Is Turkey a dark horse again for the Euros? Let's not start this, Albert. Personally, for me, no. I don't think so.
No, they're not dark horses.
Yeah. I think Croatia is done. Nah, come on. Let's be respectful. Croatia can still qualify. Man. It's not all over yet. But yeah, I don't think Croatia will do well in the Euros. Like for me, it's like a round of 16. I would say. I don't think they'll get past around 16 at this moment. Maybe quarters at most. But yeah, I don't think they're making the semis for sure. I'm pretty sure they won't make the semis. Vida should be playing anymore. Oh yeah, I heard Vida was terrible against Wales. So
he's past it. He plays in the. I think he plays in the Greek league. I'm not sure. I think so. Yeah, maybe they had injury struggles also, because usually when they have all the starters, he doesn't play anymore for Croatia. Maybe they had some injuries. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe Lowland. Can Moldova make second, or is it fully over for them? I mean, there is a mathematical chance, but it's very unlikely. So, do you agree with me, Samy Kiani?
Yes, they have still a chance. They could pull it off, but it's just I wouldn't back them to do so. I wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, and I think only one nation with League D gets the playoffs, right?
Yes, only Estonia.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be difficult for them in that case. So, I was hoping Moldova could do it, but the playoffs is going to be unlikely. So they're going to have to do it directly, it seems. So, yeah. Okay. Sammy, is that soup? Yeah, were you drinking soup earlier? I noticed that a few times on the stream.
It's not soup. It's actually just water, but it's it looks weird, but it's water. It's no soup.
Oh, so you drink water in a bowl, essentially, right?
Not always, but sometimes. Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
It's weird. I know it's weird.
You gotta do whatever you want. FB7 game says hi 744. Hello FB7. 2 Swedes died before the game. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Imagine Azerbaijan and Estonia both advance to the playoffs. Is both? Oh yeah, actually both is possible, but I would probably say it's unlikely.
Unlikely, yes.
Yeah, rip Sweden, rip Flip Eklund, rip. Sebastian says rip. Okay. Hungary should at least be beating Lithuania 3-0 home and away. They're making me think twice of their dark horses. Remember, as I said though, and I'm going to say this right now, guys. Just because at the qualifiers, your ultimate aim is to qualify. You're not really concerned about the performances and the results and everything. You just want to qualify. because teams can raise their level in the tournaments. Just because you do bad in the qualifiers doesn't mean you'll have a bad tournament. For example, look at USA. We scraped through in the World Cup qualifiers. We barely qualified in the final match day. We had to qualify in goal difference. Yet we were still the best CONCACAF nation in the World Cup, right? We were the only ones that advanced around to 16. So the thing is, like, it's about raising it's about the tournament. I think Hungary will raise their level. I don't think Hungary will be as complacent in the tournament. So, yeah. I mean, they can still be dark horses, but I feel like the thing is, like, if a lot of people hype a nation up to be a dark horse, they're not going to be a dark horse. We saw with Denmark, we saw with Turkey. So you don't want to so if a lot of people do it, then it's a big trouble. That's my thing. What do you think, Samy Kiani?
Yes, I agree. It's always better kinda to fly under the radar going into a tournament, because we see also Serbia was kinda very
Yes,
hyped for the last World Cup, and they didn't do anything. Yeah, it's always, meet the expectations is tough. If there are a lot of expectations, if there's a lot of pressure, yeah, Hungary, they could be a dark horse. They are one of the 3-4 teams I have in mind who could be a dark horse for the Euros,
Yeah,
because
let's hope.
they are defensively, they are usually defensively very solid, and
Yeah.
teams who are defensively sound have always a better chance to go on a deep run.
Yeah, I feel like it's better to be defensively better than attacking better, because attacking better, the thing is, like, you have to score a lot of goals, right? It's very hard to keep clean sheets with those teams that love to attack. Whereas teams that are very defensive, they only need to score one goal to win.
Yes.
So yeah, Finland should have at least taken into the last day. Yeah, I agree. And yeah, let's hope that a lot of people don't pick Hungary as dark horse, because I'm telling you this right now, guys. If a lot of people pick Hungary, Hungary will fail. I'm telling you this right now. So let's hope they don't get picked up by a lot of people. Has this been a success for San Marino? Maybe next time they'll score 2 in their campaign. Yeah,
Step by
actually.
step.
Yeah.
Step by step, 1, 2 goals.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, they're definitely looking good. But as I said, though, I think, as we said earlier, like, I always want to give credit to San Marino, but I also feel like we should be criticizing Denmark, because it shouldn't be that close against San Marino. You really shouldn't be. Without players on the pitch you have, how do you only win by 1 goal margin? That's not good. So yeah, like San Marino, they're definitely on the rise. I think they'll do. Let's see if they can pick up some draws now. I think that's the key for them now, is to get draws. Israel, Bosnia, Iceland would be ideal for Finland in the playoffs. Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. Well done, San Marino. Blasphemous for Denmark. Yeah, I agree. Denmark. Denmark second, because Peru took their best player. Oh man. 2018, man. Anyway, Switzerland have had a few too many unacceptable results. I agree. Come on, Switzerland. Sebastian says, sorry for being the Beasley reviews, but Buzz says it's okay. Israel Swiss will be in the November, if not maybe next year. Yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. I don't know what's going on. I think, yeah, I mean, we'll see what's going there. Hi, Fraudscherler Romana. What is that? Did I say that right? Do you know what that means, Sammy? Because I don't know what that means.
No, I'm not sure which language that is.
Yeah, I assume it's something. I assume it's something to do with Balkan. If I had to make a guess, but I'm not sure. Ronaldo goat. Ronaldo is not the goat to me. Respect him though. Martinez loves players that played in the first half of the last decade. Hazard, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, Ronaldo, Pepe, and Patricia, name a few. Oh yeah, like Martinez loves the experienced players. Like, he loves them so much. He was going to use them. It doesn't matter how bad they are. He will still continue to use them. So yeah, it's not good, because, like I said, man, like for Portugal, as I said, they have to be more logic based than emotional based. I feel like they have to be more logic than sentimental.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously Ronaldo is an amazing player for Portugal. There's nothing I'll change that. But you have to be honest with you. Is Ronaldo really that great? That's what I want to say. He still is a good player. I'm not saying he's bad. I still think he should be called up, but I don't think he's as good as he used to be. Ronaldo has over 40 goals in 2023. Don't respect Ronaldo. Like I said, context is key, man. Context is key. How many of those goals has he scored against like top clubs and top nations? You know, that's very true. But credit to him though. He's scoring goals at an insane age, like 39 years old. Like that's insane. Like I don't know many players that can score that many goals at that age. You know. So, and one thing I would praise Ronaldo for is that he has self belief. Many players don't have a lot of self belief nowadays. You know. Bosnia Herzegovina has been disappointing, very disappointing. By the Ronaldo already said he'll be at the World Cup 2026.
I bet if Ronaldo is there, then Messi will be there as well.
If Ronaldo plays 2030 World Cup, that'll be insane. Just putting this out there. Oh man. Yeah, but the thing is, like Messi doesn't need another. He doesn't need to play another World Cup. He's already won it. Ronaldo, on the other hand, needs to win it. So I can understand why Ronaldo wants to play. But yeah, for me, that's also and for me, the Euros should also be his last major tournament, in my opinion.
His international career has been, how do you say, rescued by the Euro win in 2016. If he would have retired without a single trophy, people would always have said he's only like a, he had only success in the club football, but he has a Euro win with Portugal. So I don't get why he wants to play at any cost also at the World Cup, because he can't contribute much anymore in 2026. He would be like a substitution player for the last minutes.
Yeah, and we saw how bad he was in the last World Cup, man. It was pathetic. Martinez still gets Ronaldo playing well. But like I said, though, the thing is, like, I think Portugal's group was too easy. Like, I don't. We can't really judge Martinez. We can't really judge Ronaldo. We can only really judge him in the Euros. That's the real measurement. Because, like I said, these qualifiers have been too easy for Portugal, man. Do you agree with me, Sammy?
Yes, I agree. I think only Slovakia were able to put up a fight against them.
Yeah.
And the other teams, they mostly failed to pose any threat. So I see Portugal, they do play well, but I don't read that much into it because of opposition they play. So because of that, I still not sure how good they are actually.
Yeah, I think if you put like Portugal in like let's say Group A or Group C, like England or Spain's group, oh man, I think they'll be more challenged. I feel like those nations will put up a much better challenge.
Yes.
So yeah, Ronaldo Ramos was a move that was effective. I'll be honest with you, Gonzalo Ramos, he's a great player. He's a good player, but I think the guy's overhyped. He's not that great, in my opinion. He's decent, but I don't think he's that world class level. Just because he scored a hat trick in the World Cup doesn't mean he's world class. Because he was awful against. I think wasn't he bad against Morocco?
Yeah, I think against Morocco, did he start against Morocco? Yeah,
I'm
yes.
pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he did.
I didn't even notice him that much. I think yeah. Maybe I have a bad memory, but he didn't have a stellar performance. That's for sure.
Yeah, I feel like for me, Portugal needs to strike Jota. I think Jota should be the striker, to be honest.
Yeah, he's good clinically. Yeah.
Yeah, very happy for my Slovak brothers. But some of that lack of goal scoring also comes out of Sanchez ball. Yeah. Ronaldo isn't even using all straight. That's why he plays Saudi. He can save his energy for the Euros. Well, he's already won the Euros, man. What is there more to prove? So he has to play in a two-striker position, though. I don't think Roberto Martinez is going to do a two-striker with Portugal. I think he's going to stick with the 4-2-3 or 4-2-3-1. I don't think Portugal played with two strikers.
Yeah, when he was at the helm of Belgium, he also played always only Lukaku, and then on the wings, Hazard and Carrasco, and so it's not like his preferred formation to have two strikers.
Yeah, maybe Ronaldo might be more effective in two strikers, but there's no we don't have any evidence we don't really have any evidence that can happen, and we don't really think we know Roberto Martinez is a very stubborn coach. He's not going to really change his tactics, so I don't think we're going to see that. Luxembourg took a to Kai White's random long-term prediction. I don't know if Sammy can explain it any better. Yeah.
No, I can't.
True, Albert. He's a striker. Also, he will win Euros and World Cup. Just wait. Well, I don't think he's going to win both. Sammy is right. The history of all ethnic groups in Bosnia and Herzegovina is a critical factor in their downgrade. Predictions: Path A: Poland, Wales, Finland / Ukraine / Iceland, Estonia. Path B: Israel / Bosnia, Finland / Ukraine, Ukraine, Iceland. Path C: Georgia, Greece, Kazakhstan, Luxembourg. All right. Group C would consist of 2 teams Kai predicted qualify for the sake of having an upset. And he also said Greece would be Netherlands twice again in a second. Oh, man. Matt C. I wish Kai White is here in the stream. Greece and Georgia playoff, Pat C. Imagine San Marino beat Finland. That's not going to happen. CONMEBOL, we'll get to that in a bit. We have a lot of comments to go through. I think Ronaldo will play until a bit longer than Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Pepe too, because he wants to retire at the same time. Hi for Roma means come on, Romanian brothers. Oh, okay.
Actually, I should have understood this. I sensed it was Romanian, but because Fratelli is Italian, also brothers, and hi, I know this is like a sentence. Hi, Romania, so common Romania. I should have understood this. I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah. All right. Let's quickly go through this, guys. So, good early morning from New Zealand, man. Unimportant person. 80, disrespect Ramos because he plays for PSG. No. Show. What? I don't think Ramos is that amazing, man. Ronaldo subbed on against Morocco at this around 65th to 70th minute. Thank you, Serbia. Greetings from Romania. RS and RO. Thumbs up. Netherlands going to Euro 2024. All right. I think that's enough of the Euros. I think we discussed a little too long. Let's go to CONMEBOL. Actually, which confederation? So you have 2 confederations. We have CONMEBOL and CONCACAF. Which one you want to go to first?
If you want to be smart, let's do CONCACAF first, because otherwise all people will leave. Nobody will stay for CONCACAF Nations League.
Yeah, that's true. So let's quickly go through this.
We'll quickly, because not that much.
Yeah. And honestly, the CONCACAF Nations League is, I don't really like it. I don't really like the format, so it doesn't really make me as interested, you know.
Yeah, it is pretty unfair. The teams that don't have the same schedule. Some teams play some others and not, and some teams play each other twice, and it's very weird. And you see some teams are basically at advantage because of the schedule, because of who they play against. Some teams, they capitalize on that, some others not. Yeah, it's very weird format.
Yeah. As we'll still discuss it, because it's a football channel at the end of the day, and obviously I'm from this region, so it looks really bad if I don't discuss about this. So we got to discuss about this briefly, but we're not going to spend too much time. So Group A, El Salvador, man, very disappointing. I don't know what happened to El Salvador. El Salvador is not that great anymore. And then Curacao for me, yeah, very disappointing. Guatemala, they put up a good effort. Martinique, I was so disappointed with Martinique. They almost scored right at the end against El Salvador, and I think had they scored, they could have maybe have got top 2. And the Trinidad and Tobago, they surprised me, man. They surprised me big time at the Panama, man. So what's your quick thoughts of Group A, man?
Yes, Panama was like expected to be first in this group, and yeah, the battle for second place was very open. I'm surprised how bad El Salvador have done, and didn't expect Trinidad Tobago to rise from the ashes like they did, because at the Gold Cup they were pretty horrendous. They lost 6-0 to a USA B or C team, and just since COVID they have been getting weaker and weaker. I'm surprised it's a turnaround for them. And yeah, Martinique, they're always a side who shows some promise. They're always up there, but they never pull through. That's what I noticed. Guatemala, I think they're a nation on the rise, but they were unlucky that they had a tough schedule. They had to play Panama twice.
Yeah.
And I think if in this group everybody would have played everybody, Guatemala might have finished second. So it's just the format screwed them, and yeah, it's bad for them. And yeah, Curacao, I see on a decline. The last couple of years they have been going downhill drastically. Now
Yeah,
now in the last game they came back and beat Trinidad and Tobago 5-3. Maybe that's a sign for better days coming ahead. El Salvador, I don't know what has happened to them. They sacked obviously Hugo Perez,
yeah,
and I'm still not sure when was the turning point, because at first Hugo Perez was very successful with with El Salvador, and I did even pick them to qualify for the World Cup. So, but at the moment it doesn't look any. They are not in form at all, and they have to look now for a kind of rebuild. I don't know. They have changed the manager, and they have problems to find the back of the net. That's what I noticed at the Gold Cup. They play some good football, but they just can't score. They can't finish off the chances, and they have to improve that aspect if they want to be competitive again.
yeah. And definitely, and I do think the format did definitely hurt Guatemala there because I remember Guatemala they had a 2-0 lead against Trinidad and Tobago and they blew it. Trinidad did an amazing comeback. They scored a nice free kick there, a penalty there, and I don't think Trinidad played against Panama, so like,
They
that's
didn't.
really
They
so
didn't.
it's yeah. Like, this format, man, is it's really unfortunate, but it is what it is. We can't really do much about it, and yeah. So shout out to Trinidad, man. And Curacao for me, Curacao El Salvador have the same issue. They both can't score goals enough. So
Yeah.
yeah. Group B, Jamaica, man. They topped the group as we would expect. Honduras second, Suriname third, Cuba fourth, Haiti fifth, Grenada. Honestly, I think the surprising one in this group is that Haiti got relegated. But as I said, though, Cuba never played against Jamaica, and Haiti had to play against Jamaica. So like, it's really unfair because Haiti shouldn't be relegated, in my opinion.
No, they shouldn't. I think they are hard done by the schedule. They had to play Jamaica twice, and yeah, I think they are certainly better than Cuba for sure. I rate them even marginally better than Honduras. Um, Another team who missed a chance to do something is Suriname here, because going into this Nations League season, I thought they would have a decent chance to get to the quarterfinals and qualify, maybe even for the Copa America, because they have also many Dutch dual nationals, and I saw them as a nation on the rise. But they had a bad start to this Nations League campaign when they uh, drew on the road to Grenada, and lost to Cuba on the road, and then they couldn't make up for it anymore, and they lost too many grounds at the start. And yeah, it's disappointing because I know I've been following them closely the last couple of months, and I know it's a interesting and ambitious project. Their aim is to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. I just don't think it's realistic whatsoever at the moment, but they have high objectives, they have high goals. um yeah, but it's a disappointing. In Honduras, yeah, I think they did the bare minimum to get by. They won both their home games. On the road, they didn't do that much. I'm still not sold on them. I think they are still kind of declining nation. But yeah, they scraped through. They came through the scoop. In Jamaica, yeah, they have a lot of quality. Obviously, we know they have many players in the Premier League, many dual nationals. I like also especially Gray, the player Gray. I think he is great for them, and but they also sometimes do only the bare minimum.
Yeah,
They are not as flashy as they should be. It will be very interesting to see where they will heat under Hallgrimsson, the former Iceland manager. For now, we've been doing all right. They finished first. Yeah, let's see what they can do.
yeah. All right. So let's quickly go through the quarterfinals. So we have a quarterfinal matchups right here, guys. So Panama will be going against Costa Rica. Oh man, I've been. This is a matchup we've been seeing so often recently. Oh man, I don't really want to see that. But yeah, we all know. I'd probably edge with Panama right now. And Costa Rica's not looking that great. And by the way, I think the second leg is going to be away. By the way,
Yes.
so it's going to be in the unseeded teams, I believe. So that'll be interesting. Then Jamaica versus Canada. That should be the. I think that's honestly the most interesting of the four matchups, in my opinion. that's a really interesting match because Canada's not really been great recently. They John Herdman's left. We know what's going on with them. Their federation, I think they're declared bankruptcy. I think, if I'm not mistaken, and
Yeah,
it's not looking great for them. The United States or Trinidad, we should be able to beat Trinidad.
you should trounce them. You should trounce them home and away.
Yeah, we should be able to, man. We got to make up for what happened in 2017. So, yeah, and then obviously Honduras, Mexico. You know, Mexico should be.
Mexico got this in the bag. I'm telling you.
Yeah, like the only quarterfinal matches that I think could be very interesting is Jamaica, Canada. I think the rest are like one sided. I'm sorry. Maybe Panama, Costa Rica, not one sided, but
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, maybe Panama, Costa Rica, because Costa Rica they have always a lot of pedigree, and sometimes they pull out of the ass a great performance, but they've been also kind of stagnant or declining. Yeah, I agree with you. I think USA and Mexico is pretty much a formality, to be
yeah.
honest.
Yeah, and then obviously, guys, the winners of these matches go to the Copa America directly, and then the four losers have like a knockout stage tournament to decide the last two spots. So, and then we have the Nations League semifinals and final, which will, of course, take place March, respectively. Okay, let's go through League B real quickly. Guadalupe, top of the group. That's kind of not surprising. I kind of expected that. I'm kind of disappointed though in St. Kitts and Nevis, though. I thought they'd do better than this. But yeah, as I said. Now these groups, I believe, are home and away. So each nation actually does play home and away. So at least CONCACAF didn't mess up with League B and League C, you know. So, but yeah, Guadeloupe, man, they should be able to get promotion. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, Guadeloupe. They are usually they would say the best of this bunch here.
Yeah,
You know, but these are now like teams I don't follow that much, to be honst.
yeah. I don't really.
CONCACAF mid and bottom tier is not where I'm expert.
Yeah, yeah. It's the obviously the quality is a huge drop off from the League A. So we'll still look at this real quickly, but obviously I'm not an expert as well, but we'll still discuss. I'm surprised St. Lucia's in second though. I think I predicted. Wait, who did I predict to go down? I think I predicted St. Martin to go down actually. So maybe I shouldn't be as surprised. But yeah, it should be interesting. And St. Kitts Nevis, man, they got to pick things up, man. I've been looking great for them. Group B, Nicaragua, probably to be expected at top. They're looking great. Dominican Republic and yeah, Barbados last. I mean, I think this group is going as we expect. Maybe Dominican Republic can do better, but yeah. Group C, French Guyana. Now this group is really close though. A lot more closer than I expected. Unfortunately, I did predict Belize to go down. I have some Belizean friends, unfortunately, let me rephrase. Unfortunately, I think Belize will go down, even though I have some Belizean friends. And Bermuda, man, it's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out because I think I predicted French Guyana at top this group. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But, yeah, I don't know, man. This group is going to be very close, very competitive. Group D, Guyana at the top, as we expect. Bahamas second. Last. Yeah. And, yeah, Belize is not great, man. League C, Saint Martin first, as we expect. Aruba first. I guess kind of expected. I think Group C, British Virgin Islands, and then the second place team is Dominica. So that is a CONCACAF Nations League for you guys right here. So I think we should move on to CONMEBOL. Do you agree, Samy Kiani?
Yes, that's the only confederation left.
Yeah, I know I kind of sped through the Leagues B, League C, but I don't think most people are interested in that. So, but I still discussed anyway briefly because I think we should at least touch upon it, but we're not going to spend too much time, obviously, analyzing the stuff. Let's read some of the comments and then we'll move on to CONMEBOL. Spain and Scotland qualify. Yep. North America, France, Netherlands qualify. Well, Netherlands not officially yet, but they should. Netherlands qualify, going to Euros. Ramos scored 3 goals in a World Cup. Why is he not world class? It's hard to score 3 goals in some World Cup match. Dude, Switzerland were so bad in the game, man. I'm sorry. Switzerland were terrible, man. See, like I will tell you this. If Ramos scored 3 goals against like England, against France, against like Brazil, Argentina, okay, then I would change my mind. Then that's really impressive. Switzerland, though, nah, I don't think it's as impressive. What do you think, Samy Kiani? Do you think I'm being harsh or do you think I'm fair?
I haven't watched him that regularly, that much to judge him, because I see him when he plays for Portugal. I haven't been following his club career lately. Regarding the Switzerland game at the World Cup, I remember that Murat Yakin, the Switzerland manager, that he made a tactical mistake or a change. He switched he changed his back line. I think I'm not sure whether usually they would be playing a back three and he changed to a back four, or usually they would be playing a back four and he changed to a back three. It was something like that, and it was a miss. It failed. Maybe that was also a reason why Portugal blew Switzerland away. And yeah, but it was a standout performance by Ramos in that game. He's right, Sebastian, scoring 3 goals at one or at a World Cup game is of course a huge achievement. So he can't be that bad either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's bad, but I'm not saying he's like. I think to say he's world class is a bit of a stretch. Like,
Yeah,
I think that's
probably not world class. Yeah.
yeah, no. Like you could say it's a good because to be fair, it is true. Like scoring 3 goals in a World Cup match is really hard. You don't see a lot of players do it. That's why it's special. But context is key, though. And as I said, though, there's a lot of players. Like I think Shaqiri scored a hat trick against was it Honduras? Does that make him world class? Are we gonna like say all players that scored a hat trick in a World Cup are world class? Are we really gonna say that?
No.
No. So like there's certain levels to this. As Sebastian says, USA, USA, USA. Yeah, USA, USA. Let's go. Montserrat going to League C. Montserrat going to get relegated League C. Panama to quarterfinals League A. Panama, Canada, USA, Mexico. Jamaica, Costa Rica are as the last 2 teams. Belize is awful. Yeah, Belize is not great. Belize dang. Amar 17J says Chile would Belize 10-0. Belgium would beat Belize 12-0. Where's Kool-Aid? Is he from Belize? Yeah, he's from Belize. All right, let's go ahead and move on to CONMEBOL, guys. CONMEBOL. An hour and 37 Gs. We're almost reaching the 2-hour mark. So let's quickly go through this. All right, let's go look at this. So I think we're an hour and 37. So we're going to wrap this up, guys. We're going a little too long, almost nearly 2 hours. All right, so let's go to the standings, man. So in last place, obviously, it is Bolivia. I mean, what is there to say, Samy? Is there much to say on Bolivia?
No, there's not much to say. It's expected that they are down the table, but they had a tough schedule so far. They played basically. They had 3 tough games, and then their easiest game was arguably Paraguay on the road. So it's maybe too early to go very harsh on them, but still 0 points is a bad look for them. Maybe they can pick up points in the next window. I believe the next game is against Peru at home. Yeah, there's not much to say. They played already twice in La Paz. They couldn't pick up any points there. I know that they consider also to play some of the home games in Santa Cruz, and that is on sea level. So it's not looking great for them. They are also, this La Paz altitude advantage is not as big anymore as it used to be, and they might even play some of the games in another city which is on sea level. So they don't stand any chance whatsoever for qualifying. I think this is a transition cycle for them. Maybe for the next World Cup cycle they will be I think they will be in a better spot, but for now they are not very competitive.
Yeah. I don't really have much to add there. And my thing is that at least with Bolivia is that at least they can pick up points at home. And if you can't pick up points at home, it's really hopeless,
Yeah.
So it's looking bad. At the Peru, man, oh man, Peru has been really, really bad. Although to be fair, I do think Peru have had a tough fixture list so far. They've had to play Argentina and Brazil at home, and it's hard to get the points against those 2 nations. And then obviously I had to play Chile away, and I think they played against Paraguay away. And we obviously know how hostile the rivalry is between Chile and Peru. And Peru, man, they haven't been great. Only picked up that 1 point against Paraguay, in which they shouldn't have picked up that point. Let's be real. And yeah, defense. It feels like they're just parking the bus and just trying to hold for a draw, and it didn't really work for them. So Although I think the next month they have to improve though, because I think they're playing against Bolivia and Venezuela. So that Bolivia game should be winnable. Is that a home or away though? Let me
Away. It's away.
Oh, maybe I don't know. Maybe it wins it. Okay, they have to at least get a draw in that game.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. So anything to add there with Peru?
Yes, they are very aging squad. That's the main problem. They don't have Vilex anymore. They can't play that high octane style they used to play under Ricardo Gareca. And I don't think that the manager Juan Reynoso is that big of an issue. I think it's just aging squad. They don't have any more much firepower up front. They have still Guerrero, but there's no service coming from him. He's isolated up front, and they fired very few shots in all of the games. And
Yeah.
yeah, against the lesser sides, they will be still competitive, or they will have a chance. But it's just they don't cut it anymore against the better sides. And yeah, the schedule was very tough, so this looks harsh on them with 1 point, but yeah, we'll see. They could still improve, but I don't favor them to qualify.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. It's gonna be difficult. And I believe I put Peru at ninth place, which may seem at the time may seem really harsh, but who knows? I might have been a genius. So we'll see though. It's still very early though, because like I said, there's still 14 games to go. So keep that in mind. And obviously Peru do have a winnable games coming up the next month. Then we got Chile. Yeah, it's not looking great for Chile. They did get that big 2-0 win against Peru at home, especially needed win. On the road, they were not good against Venezuela. And I know Sebastian's saying that they weren't as bad as the result may seem. Regardless, though, like Venezuela they destroyed. I think Venezuela destroyed Chile in the terms of transition. And I think that red card at Chile certainly made things worse. So, what is there to say with Chile? Because for me, my issue with Chile is that their away games is what I'm really concerned with. Because I feel like they're good at home, but their away games is where I'm really concerned with. Because you have to win those. You have to get something in those away games. You can't just keep winning the home games and qualify. You have to get those away points as well. What do you think, Sammy?
I noticed in the game against Venezuela, judging of the highlights, they had many turnovers in their own half, and Venezuela were just very clinical and very cutthroat, and they basically capitalized on these errors made by Chile. But I would say offensively, they showed some stuff, Chile, and they had a couple chances. So I agree that 3-0 was a harsh score. I see still hope for Chile. I think they are a side who can pick up points against teams around the level, and they will pick up most of the points at home. I expect them to be strong at home, but away, I think they are toast for the most of the games. Yeah, I just think their team, they have also like Medel and Sanchez. They have some aging players, and but they have also some upcoming players, but they are not of the same quality. I think, yeah, like I said, against the bottom half teams, I still expect them to do well, especially at home. So I think they are in the mix to qualify for the World Cup, and I did pick them. I did pick them also, before a ball was kicked. Also, I had them finishing in seventh. I still see them around sixth, seventh place. That's kind of where I see them still finishing.
Yeah, I think I also put them seventh as well.
Yeah, seventh.
Yeah, Paraguay for me. Oh man, Paraguay looked bad. I mean, these guys can't score a goal, and they finally scored a goal against Bolivia. I mean, if they couldn't beat Bolivia at home, it would certainly been over for me. Maybe over is a bit of a stretch, but they would have been in a really bad position. So they at least picked up that win there. But Paraguay for me, man, they play good football, but man, they are not good when it comes to scoring goals.
Yes, Julio Enciso, one of their major striking forces, or strikers, he's out injured, and they rely on Almiron to do the job, and alone he can't do it on his own. He's not enough. Yeah, and I just think the supporting cast is not enough. They don't have a particularly good midfield, and yeah, it's just a little bit thin in the attack, and they don't concede much. That's what is good for them. But just going forward, it's a struggle for them. And yeah, they're still in the mix. Of course, they're seventh place with 4 points. Um, yeah, I don't have much to say. They had also a managerial change. They sacked Schelotto, and now they have some other manager. So maybe he can make the difference for them in the upcoming games. As of now, we don't see much of a difference. Yeah, the level is kind of where they are. Kind of bottom half of the table. Yeah, that's my thoughts on Paraguay.
Yeah, I think I predicted Paraguay. I think I put them eighth, if I remember
You
correctly.
put them eighth, I remember it. Yeah, I did put them even ninth, but I regret that. I think they will be eighth, something like eighth, but I don't see them qualifying eventually.
Yeah. Okay, sixth Ecuador. They have been amazing. I think Ecuador they picked up. I forgot who did they play against in this window. I know they draw tied against Colombia. I forgot the other nation they played against.
They beat Bolivia on the road 2-1.
Oh yeah, that's right. And Kenji Paez scored in that game, youngest ever goal scorer, and they scored a last minute winner, I think, or maybe not last minute, but it scored in stoppage time winner. So I think for Ecuador they had a good window. Obviously, that minus 3 points is going to really sting them, but I think they'll overcome it, and I think they'll do well. I predicted them to get third in the qualifiers, and I mean we'll see, man. That could very well happen because I think it's a very unpopular pick, if I remember correctly.
It was unpopular because of the minus 3 points deduction. Many
Yeah,
people didn't have much faith in them, and most of them picked them to be like fourth, fifth, or even sixth place, or some even seventh or so.
yeah. Seventh and sixth is really harsh in my opinion.
I had them in fifth because I thought, yeah, the point deduction will play a role, and I expected Colombia to be resurgent and Uruguay to do well under Bielsa. So I had them in fifth. Maybe they will do better in fifth. We'll see.
Yeah, Ecuador, man, they had a good window. How was that game against Colombia though? I heard it was a even game.
Yeah, first half Ecuador looked more threatening. They looked a much better side. Colombia were barely hanging on. Ecuador hit the post and the crossbar actually. The second half, the flow of the game changed a bit. Ecuador was not uh, that dangerous anymore going forward, and Colombia missed even a penalty. Luis Diaz missed a penalty, and they
Yeah,
had also a couple other good chances. So in the end, I would say a draw was a fair result because each team dominated one half. So yeah, I did predict even a 0-0 stalemate. So was a good result for me. Yeah, I think it's like a derby. It's always difficult between these two nations. It's tough. They're kind of on the same level. Let's be honest. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
yeah. Ecuador for me, man, they're looking good. I just think that they need some more players in that attack. That's kind of my issue with them is that if they can get more players to step up for them, other than Valencia, then I think they could do something. Because, like I said, their midfield and defense is really solid, and their goalkeeper had a man of the match performance. So I heard. Colombia, I think the Colombia is going to be looking at themselves like this is a frustrating window. They should have been Uruguay at home, especially considering that last minute penalty, getting that red card, second yellow. Obviously, they put up a good effort against Ecuador, especially considering they were the away team, so they'll be more than happy with that defensively. But I think for Colombia, man, they're going to be looking at themselves that game we should have won against Uruguay at home. Do you agree?
Yes, they played actually very well. They exceeded most people's expectation, or even my expectation, because they had also, especially defensively, going into the game, many injured players, and yeah, it was a very good performance. They put Uruguay under a lot of pressure. They played their socks off in that game. Yeah, it's just very unlucky how it went with that penalty in the end. I would still say it was a decent window for Colombia, given all the circumstances. They are leaving with two draws, and they played against tough opposition. Yeah, I think defensively, they are pretty solid. It's just where is the support for Luis Diaz, and can the midfield um, provide enough service? That's my issues with Colombia. Other than that, I think they are pretty solid, and they are certainly on the way back to get to the next World Cup. And yeah, these are basically my thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. It's they had a good window. And yeah, Colombia for me defensively, they did a lot better than I thought because Colombia for me, their attack was not great in the last qualifying cycle. As we know, they had a streak of not scoring goals. And yeah, they had a good window. And obviously Venezuela, man, they had an amazing window, picking up that away point to Brazil and then destroying Chile 3-0. So I mean Venezuela, man, they're looking really good. They're really, really impressed with them, man. What's your thoughts, man? Samy Kiani.
Yes, they've been looking good. They have exceeded even my own, high expectation I had on them. I saw them as a dark horse going into the World Cup qualifiers, and I picked them also to finish sixth place. And I feel kind of vindicated so far. Their performances have been good, and they have been competitive in all the games. Even when they lost against Colombia 1-0, it was a very close affair. And you see in the table they conceded only 2 goals so far. They played also Brazil on the road, so it's looking good. They can draw out many positives so far of their campaign. I think it's important. It was important for them to get off to a good start, because then now the spirit is up, and then there's the euphoria in the country, and I think now everybody back in Venezuela believes in the team, and they see it as a feasible chance to qualify for the first time now. You remember they never qualified, and they would be debutants. And I liked Soteldo's performance against Chile. I thought he was the star of that game. Scoring 2 goals, I believe, and assisting
Yeah.
another. I knew he would be one of the key players for this qualifying campaign, because he has very good feet work. He can take on players, and if you have someone like him that leaves always space for the teammates, because he can take on players and someone else is free. Yeah, they've been looking good. I'm hopeful for them. I think they can, if they can keep this up, they have a pretty good chance to make it to the World Cup.
Yeah, I think they've been amazing, man. Like honestly, I've been really impressed with what they have done. Um, and I think that away point in Brazil was such a crucial point because we know how difficult it is to play against Brazil, especially at their stadium. And I don't think Brazil have lost a home game ever in the World Cup qualifying cycle.
Hmm.
I think someone actually told me that, so it's impressive. Impressive. And speaking of Brazil, man, oh, what a terrible window Brazil had. 1 point. I mean, I remember the last time Brazil got a 1 point at window, and they finally lose a World Cup qualifying game. This is historic because the last time they lost was 2015 to Chile. So it's going really bad for Brazil. What's wrong with Brazil, man? Tell me, Sammy.
I think they just don't have the drive anymore at the moment. Under Chiche, they were a well-oiled machine, and they steamrolled CONMEBOL. They were always dominating teams, and we were just simply too good. I think now they are also maybe still in a funk, or emotional. They have emotional fatigue or so, because they dominated 2 World Cup qualifying cycles, and when they went to the World Cup, both times they didn't live up to the hype or to the expectation. And now I sensed before the start of the qualifiers that they would slow down a bit. So I'm not surprised at all. And actually, the Uruguay loss, yeah, they win. Venezuela without surprised me a lot, or actually also. But the Uruguay loss I saw coming, because after that performance against um, Venezuela, and also the not so convincing performances last window,
Yeah, that's true.
I sensed that it's time for Uruguay to get the first win against Brazil since 21 years or 22 years, because the last win was in 2001. I looked it
Wow.
up. Uruguay had not won against Brazil for 12 games and for 22 years, so it's a huge statement. Yeah, Brazil in that game, their attack was nullified. They didn't look threatening. They looked kind of, yeah, without any ideas. They lacked pace. Just a very bad performance for Brazilian standards. And I think Uruguay, they did very well to score twice of throw-ins. They scored both the goals after throw-ins, and it's a statement victory for Bielsa. They kept a clean sheet against Brazil. That's huge. And for Brazil, I think, yeah, under Diniz, there won't be probably much of leaps or progress. I think it's a transition period for them. They are waiting for Ancelotti to come in, and I think Brazil will get better sometime in the latter stages of qualifiers. But at the start, I think it's possible that we see them struggling here and there. And
Yeah,
they have also a couple. They have also a tough window upcoming tough window. They will play Colombia on the road and Argentina at home. So
yeah,
they could drop points easily again. Yeah.
yeah. For me, Brazil, man, there's a lot of players in attack that didn't really perform. Like for me, Vinicius, man, we need to have a conversation about Vinicius because Vinicius for Brazil is really bad. I don't know what's wrong. Then I don't know why Richarlison is still starting for Brazil. That guy is awful. Richarlison cannot start. You
And
know.
Neymar was subbed off injured also. I don't know
Yeah,
for how long he will be out, but of course, if he's out, that's also a major blow for Brazil because he's the talismanic, yeah, you'd say player or striker. And yeah, it's looking tough at the moment for Brazil. Yeah, they're still sitting in third place, but it's just for their own standards, it's not enough.
yeah. Brazil, man, they don't want to be third. They want to be first. They don't want the third is terrible for them. It's a failure for them. One thing I want to say about Neymar, and then we'll move on to Uruguay, is that Neymar, I believe, is out for 7 to 9 months. I think I heard that
Oh,
the
that's
injury looked really bad. Like he had to come. I think they had to like bring out like people to bring him on as like they had to. He was like lying down. I think he just I don't know. It's just looking really bad. So how did he get injured exactly?
uh, how did he in? I'm not. I didn't. I'm not very aware of the moment where he got injured. I just saw the highlights. It just happened. So I didn't watch
Yeah,
the full 90 minutes. So I'm not sure, but it just happened. In football,
yeah,
it can happen anytime. It's unpredictable. Injuries are
yeah,
part of the game.
yeah. Tell me in the live chat how did he get injured exactly? Because I don't really know. Moving on to Uruguay. Uruguay have been amazing. Got a huge win against Brazil. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention it. Darwin Nunez had the man. I think Darwin Nunez was actually man of the match.
Yes, he was. He scored the first goal by himself, and the second goal he provided a very good assist.
Yeah,
He shielded the ball very well, and then gave an assist on pass, and De La Cruz scored the 2-0. Yeah,
yeah,
he was the star man of the match of that game.
yeah. Would you say Uruguay is like? How do you describe their play style? Because I typically know Uruguay is more of a counter-attacking team. And that's how they are really best at. Um, and I feel like for Uruguay they're looking good. And I think Nunes is showing up, man, for the national team. Do you agree?
Yes, they've been doing well so far. They have 7 points. I think, yeah, historically, Uruguay used to be always more like a counter attacking side. So let's
Yeah,
keep it tight at the back and then we play on the break. But they have now a very young and energetic squad, and
yeah.
they have now Marcelo Bielsa, and he
He's a possession-based
tries.
coach.
Yes, he wants to change their style play, the style now, like high octane, high press football, and so on. So it's an interesting transition period for them, but they are doing well already. So we'll see how where they will finish. Uruguay could finish very high in the table. They are already second in the table, and yeah, I think they're a team to watch out for this qualifying cycle.
Yeah, and then RGMN first, obviously the best nation in the world right now. World Cup winners, man. Obviously, this nation's been amazing. I mean, what is there to say? Messi's been unbelievable. Scored 2 goals yesterday against Peru. And this Argentina team looks so balanced, man. They haven't even conceded a goal. And people say Argentina's dependent on Messi. I don't think they are. I feel like they could do well without Messi. I mean, look, they destroyed Bolivia 3-0 on the road without him. And I think they defeated Paraguay without him as well.
Yes, yes, he didn't start against Paraguay. I think he was maybe like subbed in for the last 20 minutes or so against Paraguay. Yeah, he's still world class. He's of course a massive bonus for them if once he plays, and he's always good also to bang in maybe a free kick goal or something. Yeah, but they are not dependent of him. They can also play without him. They have a good midfield, with De Paul, with Fernandez, and yeah, they are reigning World Cup champions. That says it all, and they are expected to dominate. I picked them also to finish first in the table, and yeah, Scaloni ball is working, and the other teams they don't have a solution so far. Argentina they haven't conceded it. I remember Ecuador gave them a good fight in the first match day, but still Argentina came out on top 1-0. This window they dominated against Paraguay, but the score was only 1-0. It's a bit misleading score because they should have won maybe 3 or 4-0. And yeah, against Peru it was also pretty easy for them. They basically finished it off in the first half, and yeah, they are looking very good. There's not much to say. They are also, as of now, probably first favorites for the Copa America next year. Yeah, these are my thoughts.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. That's 2 hours and 2 minutes. I think we did a very long time. I'm very exhausted. So let's go read some final comments and we're gonna head out, guys. I think we did a very long stream. So, and I think we discussed about all the competitive games. Of course, there are some friendlies. There are friendlies that took place, high-profile friendlies like Mexico, Germany, France, Scotland. But honestly, I don't really want to discuss that, and I don't think Sammy wants to discuss either, right?
No, it's 2 hours in. I'm also tired.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought. Yeah. I guess we spent too much time. I guess UEFA was so much. So.
UEFA was so much. Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right, let's where we at. Okay, Venezuela will qualify for the FIFA World Cup. I sure hope so, man. I predict them to do so. Chile. We're not so bad versus Venezuela. They were just much better and used our weak points in the team. Gary Medel, useless player. Plus, we need Damian Visanto, Pizarro, and also creative goal scorer Palacios. Peru can't score goals. If Crespo can help them, they should bring him in. Sebastian said that Chile need Colo players. Rezazo out. And with Gareca or Quinteros. I don't think Gareca's going to join you.
He coached the how do you say, the arch rivals of Chile, so it's not very likely that he would come in. He coached Peru.
Yeah, and obviously we know Chile and Peru are huge rivals, so I'm pretty doubtful he's going to join. Chile needs to win at 2 Paraguay, Peru, Bolivia. Do you agree with that? Do you think they need to get 2 road wins against those 3 nations?
Yeah, but in their whole campaign, they will need, at the very least, let's say 1 road win and a couple draws at the very least.
Yeah.
At 2 wins would be better, of course, but as I said, I think most of the points will come at home, and they will win somewhere on the road. I can't say now where, but Bolivia is always a good shout for them because they tend to play well at La Paz. Because they're also kind of used to altitude. They will win somewhere on the road, But
yeah, they got to pick up a road win. I mean, if you don't get any road wins, it's gonna be really bad.
Yeah,
I think they could beat Bolivia on the road. I'm confident saying that, but the rest I cannot say right now at this moment.
Yeah.
We need to cite Berzazo. He's a problem. Plus, I saw it happen that we would lose versus Venezuela. It would be typical Chile doing that. Yeah. Sorry for that, guys. Chile should have enough to get 7th, unless Peru gets a better manager who helps them with goal scoring. Yeah, Chile should be getting 7th, man. We should get 6th or 7th. If we get 5th, I'll be more than happy. Yeah, 5th will be an incredible. I think 5th is. I I think fifth will be incredible if Chile can get it, because for me, I think fifth is really unlikely in my opinion. I think sixth at max. Do you agree?
Yes, I see them in the 6th to 7th place threshold, and I picked them to be 7th. So
Yeah.
I
I think fifth is really, really a big stretch up.
fifth, yeah, fifth is a stretch already, because I think Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, Colombia, and Ecuador are by some margin the best 5 teams in CONMEBOL, and they should make up the top 5. It would be a surprise if someone else would slip in. Venezuela, you don't know. Maybe they are such a high that they keep on, and maybe they could slip in. We'll see. I stick I'm very happy with my predictions. I picked Venezuela to be 6th and Chile to be 7th, and I think this could actually materialize. It's as of now looking possible. So we'll see.
Paraguay winning 1-0 in their easiest game is worrying. Yeah, that's not good, man. I'm glad I didn't pick Paraguay to qualify.
But I know some YouTuber who picked Paraguay to qualify.
Yeah,
Michael
yeah.
talks football. Michael. I won't. I can't. How to say? Forgive him, because he picked Paraguay to qualify. I believe in 6th place, and he put Venezuela last in the table.
That
I
was
ca-
incredibly disrespectful.
I called him out in our group chat. I said you were so harsh on Venezuela. I mean, yeah, I could see your point. Maybe you don't trust Venezuela to qualify, but last place, and at the same time he picked Paraguay 6th place. I didn't understand what was happening.
Oh man. And Michael usually takes a lot of W's, and so when he makes a bad prediction, it's really rare.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. All right. Brazil. Paraguay are crappier than I expected. Yeah, Paraguay, man. I'm glad. I put them 8th, and I feel like that was a bit. Actually, was that generous?
It's okay. It's okay, because they have some talented players. I've put them 9th, and I regret it. I think they will be probably 8th something.
Yeah.
They changed already the manager. And I think Schelotto, the previous manager, was very bad for them. Maybe they will do better with the new manager. There's some talent in the team. It's just not enough, or it's not balanced, or I don't know what to say. The chemistry is lacking. Yeah, but 8th place is very fair for them, I would say.
Yeah. For me, like the 7th at most.
Yeah, at most. Yeah.
At most. I'm sticking by Paraguay 9th. Yeah, I'm glad I predicted Peru 9th. I think that was actually a very unpopular pick, and I might actually get that right. So, Venezuela have the team of the qualifiers from this window. Yeah, Venezuela have been the best. I think Venezuela have been the best team. I mean, maybe best team is a bit of a stretch, because I think Argentina have been. I think Venezuela have been the most impressive. We can say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Taldo come to Colo. And for me, I think the Venezuela actually had the second best window of all CONMEBOL nations this window, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. New number 90.
Uruguay also fair shout. Uruguay.
I think Venezuela had better, in my opinion, because they got a point away against. I mean, but the thing is, Uruguay beat. But I think I think getting a point away at Brazil is harder than beating at Brazil at home.
Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, it's really good achievements though. I think Uruguay would say 3rd. So, yeah, new number 9 needed for Brazil. Ederson's crap. But yeah, why is Ederson starting? This is another question. Thank you for bringing that up, Sebastian. I completely forgot about this. And I'm sorry, Ederson cannot be Brazil's goalkeeper. It has to be Alisson.
Alisson is a better shoot stopper, but Ederson, he's better on his feet. That's all what we say always.
Yeah. So, thank God PSG got rid of Neymar. Oh man. Great result for Uruguay. Sebastian Strasbourg over PSG. ACL for Neymar. Oh dang, yeah, man, that's gonna be a lengthy injury. Dang, he's like, is he gonna wait? I just realized, is he gonna miss the Copa America, guys? Oh man, that's gonna be bad if he misses that.
I think if we said like 7-8 months, then he should be still fine, but it will be like I don't know where he won't be in top form anymore, because he needs.
I think if he makes the Copa America, it will just be barely.
Yeah.
Oh man. Finally. Mike is mentally he's lost the plot. He bets Paraguay off Almiron and the Brighton forward. Even that's not let alone enough if one of them is available. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so Samy Kiani, man, I think we discussed World Cup qualifiers. We discussed a lot in this stream. So, guys, there are times in the description below for you guys to enjoy. I know it's a very long stream, so I appreciate those that stick around for the full 2 hours. So that it does mean a lot to me. And of course, you guys can also check out Samy Kiani's links. I'll put the links in the description below to his Twitter and his YouTube. Once again, thank you for coming on. And yeah, we're gonna do this again in around 48 hours time for the debate show, guys. The best goalkeeper debate. Hopefully, it doesn't last as long as this. I don't think it will. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. So, Samy Kiani, any final words before we head off?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to your panel. It was a pleasure. And I will feature also for the goalkeeper debate. I will defend or argue for Buffon. And yeah, we will have a Casillas, Buffon, and Neuer debate, and let's see how it will pan out. Yeah, it was a pleasure. You know, I always love talking about international football. It's one of my biggest hobbies. And yeah, it was an exciting window, and let's hope that the next window in November will be as exciting as this one. We will know most of the 24 team Euro field. We will know actually 21 team. We should know. Depends on the Israel Romania stuff, but we will know at least 20 teams who will have qualified by then for the Euros. And will be exciting. We will have AFCON, Asian Cup, everything to cover next year, and I will be around. So we'll be 8744. So I think exciting times ahead.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and read some final comments. We're gonna have to. That's gonna be a great debate. Do you guys think Ecuador will qualify? Obviously, Ecuador should be qualifying. I mean, that's not even a question. I think that's obvious. It's just a matter of which position they're going to finish in. I mean, for me, I'd say third. I originally predicted third. Might say fourth right now. I don't know about third anymore. I mean, maybe I do think third is still possible.
We'll see. Yeah, but they will qualify for sure.
Yeah. Like they're not qualifying in the top two. Like, let's make that clear. It's just a matter of are they going to finish third or fourth? You know, that's going to be the thing. And also, one last thing I'm going to round off here. The last time Brazil didn't finish first in the World Cup qualifiers, they won the World Cup
in 2002. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that. So
against Germany, when Oliver Kahn made one mistake in the final, a crucial mistake, and yeah,
that'd be crazy, man. If Brazil wins the World Cup after finishing second in the qualifiers, so we'll see, man. I could be for Neuer if you want. We already got our 3 guests already. We already have those confirmed, so we don't need any more additional ones. Maybe as a backup, you can. Actually, we already have a backup. We already have someone in mind. So, thank you for in consideration, though. I do so. By the way, should we add more people to our chat? That's something to discuss off stream. So, anyways, hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe. So, how many likes we got on this stream? We got 10 likes, guys. I was hoping for more, but I think there'll be people that will watch this on the replay. So hopefully in the replay we can get 15 likes. And once again, Samy, thank you for coming on. So yeah, like I said, guys, remember to become a member of the channel to get access to members' videos, member streams. Click that join button. It's only $1 per month. Also, check out my email that pops in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out.